Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and tonight's topic, the full moon in Capricorn, happening on the 3rd of July, 7:38 a.m. according to my calendar here, which is kind of like in several hours from now. It happens 11 degree 18 minutes in Capricorn. For those who do astrology, that is the position of the moon in which it becomes full. But I'm not an astrologer, as you may already know. What I do is I do interpret tarot cards, and of course that is going to be how this live stream is going to go. I'm going to do interpretations first for the collective, or overall what kind of a lunar cycle we all are going to have. And under lunar cycle I mean from full moon to new moon, which new moon is going to be at 17th of July. It happens in Cancer, and the degree is 24 degrees 56 minutes. Anna, thank you for the 20 US dollar support. And as well, Cinnamon Kiss, thank you for the 20 pounds support. You guys are going to have your readings at the end of the stream. Hello, Yasmin. Well, yeah, did I say PM? It happened 7:38 it says here, but it could be 39, I don't know. AM, yes. Right, so with that said, if you had observed the thumbnail of the live stream, you would have saw 5 cards. These 5 cards are the cards for the collective reading, and they are as follow. I have them here. The first one, that will be the Tower. Okay, so that is the topic of the lunar cycle that we're all going to go through. And then that will be the 6 of Wands. The second position stands for the things which are going to work against us. Then we do have the Two of Swords, and that is the preferable attitude. You can look at that card as the guidance of the full moon or the lunar transit, or throughout the lunar transit. Afterwards, that will be the 4th card, the Chariot. Now, the Chariot here stands for the lesson that we're going to learn, or how I'd like to prefer to look at this position. It is the reason why these things are happening to us. And the final card, that will be the Page of Swords. The final card stands for the energies which are always going to support us throughout the lunar transits ordeal, whether positive or negative as such. Yasmin, thank you for the 20 US dollar support as well. Thank you. Anna, Cinnamon Kiss. Thank you, guys. You all are going to have your readings at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. And with that said, hello, News Devon and Shanna. Welcome to the stream. Jasmine, welcome to the stream as well. So with that said, the collective. Well, it's kind of... it's because, I mean, we do have the Tower card, first position, that's the topic. Obviously, this full moon is going to be, for one or another reason, pretty much a critical to a point that the Two of Swords here into the spread, being into the 3rd position, kind of discloses, or if you prefer, divulges, that for many of us, they're going to be some kind of a panic, right? There is going to be situations that are going to panic us for one or another way. Under the influence of the Tower, these situations are most definitely kind of destructive, for lack of better words, or in other words, what we can expect, all of us, is that the things we are building are going to start falling apart, at least initially, right? Jasmine, thank you for the 20 US dollars support. Thank you, Jasmine. The end of the stream, you're also going to have your personalized reading for the transit. Right. So what we're building, it may start falling apart, at least initially. And this is where giving on, or rather like caving in on the panic, is going to be very devastating. It's because, can I put it in towards the Two of Swords, where it sits into a third position? It kind of shows that the getaway from that situation will come with time. So we kind of like, we need to be in a gun. I hate that word, but in any case, and I hate that advice, but in any case, we gotta be kind of like patient. So, you know, we can push through the inconvenient options available, which are going to be available at the start, and wait for lack of better expression, a perfect one to show up. Right. And of course, if you do cave in, because I could do that as well. If we do cave in on the panic, obviously we're going to try to mitigate things immediately and take an option available, which very likely is that we are going to regret after. It is because under the influence of the Page of Swords, which is at the final position here, the option available that is going to truly work to its fullest extent, it's going to be something we never thought before, right? So that's why we need to give ourselves time throughout these couple of weeks. This unique idea, suggestion, view, what was the word? It just jumped off my mind. Not premonition, but insight, if you will, come on its own accord, because it's going to, okay? And the accomplish, or rather like how strong we truly are. And the other reason, it is to put true value on our possessions, quote unquote, instead of taking them for granted. So pretty much what we can expect is that the falling apart kind of process is going to start into fields that we are taking for granted. So give that you do take your job for granted, well, that is where, you know, the crisis is going to ensue. Or maybe you do take your love life for granted, your personal life for granted, and that is where the crisis is going to ensue. So yeah, that is something that we need to be careful of. But again, just for the love of God, guys, don't panic under it. Marina, thank you for the $20 support. Thank you, Marina. The end of the stream, you also are going to have your personalized reading on the transit. All right, so with that said, a few notes about the show before I move forward. It is that now there are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign. I'm going to start from Aries, and I'm going to end up with Pisces. And the readings are going to be that very same 5-card spread, but bear in mind these are readings for your star sign. They're not your personal readings, therefore they're going to affect you to a certain extent, but they may not be the correct, the full answer to your questions, right, or to your situation. If you do want your situation to be subject of my interpretation, you can go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below, and there at the very front page you can see full list of my services as well, their pricing. And another way you do get a personal interpretation if you do support the channel through either super chat or PayPal link, which you're going to find in the description down below. The super chat, it is that $ on your chat interface here. And that way you are going to get a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. And should the reading, should the support is above $20, then the reading is going to be that very same spread I'm doing for the star sign and for the collective as well, 5-card spread for the lunar cycle. Just hold on a second. All right, Marina. So, all right. I'm putting into your inquiry here. Right. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you, News Devon. The end of the stream, you're gonna have your personalized reading as well. Hello, Patricia. All right, without further ado, let's move to the first star sign here, which is Aries. All right, Marina, thank you for the purchase. I'm gonna email you after the stream or tomorrow to give you more details about how you're gonna get your service done. All right, so with Aries, the first one, it is your personal card here in Tarot. That will be the Emperor, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. Then what we have, that will be the Moon. Afterwards, we have the Magician. And the final card of your spread here, Aries, that will be the Six of Cups. So these 5 cards is what we have. 5 cards is what we have. Well, it seems that you do need to be reminded how capable you are, and what you're gonna go through, your ordeals, right? Your ordeals, endeavors, whatever the case, in the next couple of weeks are gonna be rather difficult. All right, so you will have to fight for every inch of ground. Just so you need to be reminded, personally reminded, of how capable you are. Right, so that pretty much speaks the things ain't gonna be easy. Having that Emperor into the first position of that particular spread kind of shows that consistency, structure, reliability that you need to show. That they gotta be nerfed, not nerfed, but buffed. I'm sorry, they gotta be buffed through the roof, and you just have to be super concentrated in the next couple of weeks because you cannot afford losing control. not just over yourself, but also over the situations that you are going to be involved into, whether these situations are intimate situations, whether these situations are business situations and whatnot. And that all is happening for a very particular reason. It's a preparation. Okay, so if you would prefer, the universe are preparing you for a lack of better expression, I'm going to say it, a trial, but it doesn't have to be something bad, right? It could be preparing you for an amazing job. And you need to remind yourself how capable you are, so you do not lose your self-esteem or fail when that job comes about. But definitely we do have here kind of like a yeah, what I said is a preparation and kind of like a settling patterns for the future that will be taking place in the next couple of weeks. And the bonus side here is that while you gotta maintain all these qualities, like I said, consistency, reliability, and all these kind of things, the environment that you will need to maintain them is going to be somewhat pleasant. So none of the involvements you are going to have are going to be something that irritates you, aggravates you, and annoys you as well. Right? So yeah, I mean, you will be reminding yourself of how good you are while you are having fun. Taco, thank you for the 22 US dollar support. Thank you, Taco. The end of the stream, you will have your personalized reading or of what the full moon is bringing to you personally. All right. Okay. Now next, that will be Taurus. Seven of Wands. Then it is the Two of Swords. I really don't need to draw the other cards to tell you what's going on there, but I'm going to do it for the sake of the spread. The Magician, Temperance, and the High Priestess. All right. This full moon, according to these cards for you, that's lunar cycle Taurus, is about settling scores, and that settle, it kind of like must be initiated from your behalf. Okay. The difference from previous times where you may have tried to settle those scores, it is that this time you will be heard. This time your arguments kind of like irrefutable, for lack of better expression, and you're gonna make a very, very solid points. And pretty much what we have it is that even though people don't agree with you, right, with your moral points, whether in your love life or whether into your career, people will have no other choice but to accept that what you are displaying and what you are saying. And pretty much whatever competition you do have, it does look like that you're going to do yourself one better and step one level above them, or one layer if you do prefer above them for now. And that is pretty much what we do have as a topic, and kind of like the energies over that are going to influence you throughout the next couple of weeks, the full moon in Capricorn. This the only thing that I can add for you here, it is that up until this point, up until the moon becomes full in Capricorn, that competition, it was indomitable, in a sense of that there was no kind of way that you can stood to them or to him or to her, whatever the case. But now there is going to be a way. You will find it. Okay, you will find it, in peace settles after that. But it needs to be initiated from your side. Yeah, that's a way to do it, Lisa. All right, Gemini. The Knight of Cups. Moving next, we do have the Four of Cups. Afterwards, that is going to be the King of Pentacles. Then the Hierophant. And the final one, that will be the Chariot. All right, so this is about making progress towards, well, I don't like that word, but that's how the cards stay, so I'm going to say it, right? So that is, this full moon is all about you making progress toward what you wish, or if you would prefer, you know, toward your dreams. And that is progress. For some of you, it could be manifestation, but, you know, take that with a grain of salt. In order to make that progress, however, there is a very crucial requirement, and that is to focus on getting the job done rather than what you are going to get in return. Right? For example, if you are an actor and you are presented with a role, only thing that should concern you, it is how enjoyable that role is going to be. Okay? And how well you perform. The money you are going to take from it should not be your concern. Because I'm going to give you an example. Imagine you are offered a super expensive role, but it doesn't really fit your character and you do a poor job. A stain on your name, right? I mean, your career ever forward is going to be pretty much tainted with that. So what these cards are showing here is that the material gains should not be your priority in the next couple of weeks. The material gains, and that's included a comfort and stability, sense of comfort and sense of stability. What should be your priority according to these cards are results, which is different from gains. Okay? To get the job done or to put yourself in a situation as suitable as possible to you. That should be pretty much your only concern for what those cards are showing. Because there are a couple of things that you do need to take under consideration, and the most important one of them, it is trust. How much you can make people trust you. And if you do care only about the material gains, obviously, such a person is very difficult to be trusted for one or another reason. But on another hand, it doesn't look like that you are gonna lack a self-esteem to pretty much do what is necessary in order to get the job done. It's just you must be very attuned to what you truly want and just abstract yourself from what the gains of it are going to be and just focus on the goal itself. Let its light illuminate the path forward for yourself. All right, next, that will be Cancer. Page of Swords, followed by the Two of Cups. Moving on next, that will be the Ten of Cups. Afterwards, it is the Queen of Cups. And then at the end, we do have the Emperor. So, what the emphasis here is that it is new connections, right? New connections, probably, for example, with new clients, probably, for example, with new potential friends, maybe new co-workers, and those new connections are going to be very, very difficult to be established. First thing is that it's highly unlikely that at the initial stage you are going to see eye to eye, right? And what the advice of the cards is, just don't waste your breath, because it's pretty much the other side doesn't have the capability at this stage to fathom, not just only to understand, but to fathom your points of view, where you're coming from, right? What kind of a goals you do have and whatnot. And then we do have another problem, and this is kind of the best word I can find for it is when one is suspicious, right? I mean, no matter how open you are, people are gonna always kind of assume that you are surreptitious about the stuff you're talking about and the stuff you're trying to do. And by the way, that is kind of an attitude that you should take yourself as well. So the best attitude that you can have here, Cancer, in the next couple of weeks is just focus on the connections that you already have. Focus on these connections that makes you feel happy rather than agitate you in many ways possible, in all the ways possible. And that itself could make something very helpful for you. It could kind of like make obvious that you gotta purge your social circle. Purge in a sense, stop investing into people that are always against you, even if you do call them friends. So that is the emphasis of this full moon for you. Then we do have Leo. The Empress. Then we do have the Tower. And then it is the Temperance. That would be an important one for you guys. Then it is the King of Wands. Afterwards is the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so that's an important one. What we do have for you in these couple of weeks will happen there is that there will be an incentive for you to make a breakthrough, to make a very good establishment. But the first alternative of it is going to be a sacrifice. You will have to or you are going to be urged, whether through the circumstances or through some kind of an organization or other people, to sacrifice one thing in order to get another. Okay, there is another way though, and that other way, it's a way without the extreme. is going to be very unique for every single one of you, Leo, and it's going to be based on the situation. But what these cards are advising you here, if you do believe them, is do not, how can I put it into words? Do not make gains on expense of something else you have, because then they are not gains, they're just a replacement, right? And another thing that we do have into those cards, it is that now in the next couple of weeks is going to be a perfect time for you to really think of what you want to be in the future, how you want to be in the future, where you want to be in the future. Start making plans and start thinking about the pivotal decisions that are going to lead you there. It's very important. What is going to be really helpful to you, it is that if you do take some break, kind of like detach yourself from people, detach yourself from the midst of your activities, so you can see the most of your situations more objectively than if you are in the midst of it. All right, so that was Leo. Next, we have Virgo. Queen of Swords. Then it is the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Page of Cups. Moving on, next we do have the World. And the final one, that will be the Temperance. Give me a second here, guys. It's a solid breakthrough. It's really big breakthrough for you. But that breakthrough is going to be very risky. Okay, very risky. Four of Pentacles, second position. It kind of shows that this breakthrough is going to undermine an occupation. Things you are trenched in, right? You have your trenches there and nobody can kind of like push you away. And the breakthrough is not going to be on an expense of the position. It is just the security of the position itself. So maybe kind of like you can make people suspicious with that breakthrough, or kind of like change opinion or two about yourself and these kind of things. But that breakthrough is kind of deserved, and it kind of serves to push your personal things through, whether these personal things are personal career endeavors or a personal romantic endeavors. I think it is that it's very important next couple of weeks to identify what is going to make you happy, what you really relate to emotionally. Okay, what you really connect, not just only relate to, but also a connect with, a emotionally, and then understand that that's the only thing that matters. Doesn't matter the opinion of your neighbor, and doesn't matter the opinion of whomever, right? The only thing that matters, it is if you lay down before you go to sleep with a smile, or rather like going to sleep with a smile on your face. So that is pretty much what we do have here. So the emphasis, it is determination to make a breakthroughs, personal one. You basically are gonna make the things done. Simple as that. All right, next, that will be Libra. The Chariot for Libra. followed by the Hermit. Afterwards is the Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Pentacles. The World. It's an unbelievable opportunity that is gonna pretty much be served. I mean served on a platter. That's just the opportunity. Okay, that's just the opportunity. You do have all the chances to reach the end, kind of like succeed into it. But it's gonna take a lot. What I mean under taking a lot, maybe all you can give into it, whatever it requires. Okay, you will have just enough, whether money to invest, whether personal experience, you know, whether time, whatever it does require to get it done. And once that happened, damn, how proud you are going to be of yourself. Okay, that is an opportunity that will be a very rare one. It will be like a gem. Okay, that's an opportunity of whether a very successful and lucrative business maneuvers or a extremely harmonious relationships. Okay, something that just, it's like, well, we do have an expression here in our country is that the bird lands only once on your shoulder, all right? And that is the bird landing on your shoulder. Don't let it go away. Catch it, because it ain't gonna land again, right? It's simple as that. And another thing that I can tell you here is that this opportunity very unique, meaning that nobody else will be able to relate with it, and also will be able to participate into it as well. And the only problem that I can see within these cards, it is that at the start you may find it kind of like unorthodox to your taste. But that doesn't make it a bad. On the contrary, it makes it an amazing one. All right, next, Scorpio. Well, that's a good experience, I guess, Taco. Page of Pentacles. Death. Queen of Pentacles. Five of Cups. Five of Swords. That is either a renewal or another chance, another goal. It could work both ways, what we have here. But bottom line is that within the next couple of weeks, an aspect of your life that we do thought, and I'm saying we because I'm Scorpio sun as well. So an aspect of our lives that we thought over, could be past relationship we thought over, okay, it could be past career path that we do thought over, it could be a friendship that we thought over. Pretty much is gonna appear that it's not by a long shot, but by a large margin. There is so much potential in it, and the only thing requires is to look past the past. So Just to give you an example, what I mean here is that imagine that is about an old relationship of yours, and you haven't ended the things being on the right foot with that particular individual. All that needs to be forgotten. Past is in the past. Okay, yesterday is yesterday. And if you do try to relive it again, the only thing that you do is losing tomorrow. So live for tomorrow, not for yesterday. That is what we do have here as a guidance within those cards. But alas, that renewal is going to be of an enormous value for you, whether a super valuable job that is going to be renewed or a super valuable relationship that is going to be renewed. It could be a friendship that is going to be renewed, all right? That is going to be super valuable. It's just super valuable second chance, let's put it that way, or the last chance that is going to be given to us. And again, I can't emphasize enough, live for tomorrow, not for yesterday. Right, that was Scorpio. Next we have Sagittarius. The Hermit. Ace of Cups. I don't like that one. Nine of Pentacles. The Fool. The Strength. Right, so what you want and what is going to be good for you, two completely different things next couple of weeks, okay? And it's basically what is going to be good for you goes. And you should not take it personally, right? Imagine that situation. You work in a company, you really want to be a part of that project, but alas, your boss or your supervisor signs you for some kind of another project or some kind of another position that you haven't even thought of, right? That's not something you wanted, but it's going to be better for you. And you shouldn't take that reassignment personally, right? It's just business in that particular case. Okay. Good thing for you, Sagittarius. Despite that you may have your initial disappointment from all that, right? That you don't get what you want, but you do get what is good for you. Despite that initial disappointment, you will find the passion to push through, to power yourself through the whole thing and find yourself at the very peak of it. And the rewards there, amazing. Okay, the rewards there, very least, leap of your development, leap of your romantic development, leap of your financial development, whatever development that situation is assigned to, or whatever development is assigned to the nature of the situation, you will be assigned to yourself. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be another thing that we have here is that it's going to be very unexplored territory. It's going to be uncharted territory for you. So you do have a lot of opportunity to learn, or at least you are going to have a lot of opportunity to learn. You're going to have a lot of opportunity to find new muse, to find new people to relate with, to make friends, to make connections. And it's going to turn so good for you. Alas, like I said at the start, isn't going to be the outcome you have exactly wanted, at least at that stage. Hello, Sean. Welcome to the stream. Right, next, that will be Capricorn. The Page of Wands, followed by the the King of Pentacles. I'm sorry, knights in that deck are kings in the traditional one. So King of Pentacles. Afterwards, that will be the Ten of Cups, followed by the Five of Wands, and then is the Moon. So imagine that that situation. Imagine you are a bodybuilder, right? Imagine you are a bodybuilder, and recently you do suffer injury due your training, and a new kind of exercise or whatever, okay, is invented, and you really gonna want to try it out, but you haven't recovered enough for it. So that kind of a thing you are gonna find yourself in the midst of at this point. So there are gonna be new stuff in front of you, but it doesn't look like that you are gonna be fit into participating into them for now. However, these new stuff which are open for you right now are gonna be open for you into the future when you are fit as well. So the point here is just don't rush it. Okay, another example of it, say you are going in the midst of divorce, right, and you meet someone new, and you see that that person is really into you, but right now your divorce is messy, you do need to settle, you know, the custody of your children, the job is a mess as well, because it's a very important moment, and you gotta give your 100 in there, right? Now it's not the time to take that new incentive in front of you. However, that new incentive is gonna wait for you to become fit to take it. Okay, or in other words said, here Capricorn, is that these couple of weeks you gotta focus on the essentials, right? You gotta focus on the aspects of your life that guarantee your happiness. Not that you may find yourself happy, but which does guarantee your happiness. Focus on your family, focus on your full-time job, right? And all these kind of stuff, the side projects, the new incentives, they can wait until you stabilize. Once you stabilize, you see yourself fit. And under fit, I mean that you're not gonna jeopardize your health, you're not gonna jeopardize your financial situation, you're not gonna jeopardize your home, you're not gonna jeopardize your family, right? Then you can go and try it out, because they are gonna wait for you for what those cards are showing. Okay, that is your reading for the full moon in your star sign, Capricorn. All right, next, that will be Aquarius. King of Wands, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. Afterwards, we have the Nine of Cups. Then that will be the Queen of Cups. And the final one, that will be the King of Pentacles. Sean, thank you for the 10 US dollar support. Thank you, Sean. At the end of the stream, you will have your personalized reading of full moon Give me a moment. All righty. So it's kind of like about the consistency of how things are gonna go forward in the next couple of weeks, and that consistency is going to be disrupted. Okay, like you find it very, very hard to follow the steps you have initially predicted, whether those are steps into your romantic life, whether those are steps into your business, etc., etc. And so the whole couple of weeks are gonna end up being you maintaining rather than you kind of like it's still progress. Okay, I don't know how to name it here, but maintenance is more associated with kind of like holding yourself on one place, right? And that's good, at least good for you, at least good for us, because I am rising Aquarius. It's good for us because what we are about to maintain throughout the next couple of weeks, whether maintaining some kind of relationship, maybe maintaining some kind of business, okay, these things are going to pay off huge in tenfold, give or take, when the time is about ripe. And what will appear as well, it is that these maintenances that we are going to perform will play a very vital role into accomplishing our personal ambition. Good thing it is that within these couple of weeks, people will aid us, right? People that we kind of like, no, it doesn't have to be that even we count on, right? These are going to be people that simply are feel solidarity toward us and toward what we are going through at that particular, at that giving moment. So my point here for you, Aquarius, is that don't kind of like despair if you start feeling that things are going slow, right? Because they are going to go slow according to these cards. But that slow movement right now in terms of climbing a certain ladder, right? It's necessary, because otherwise what is going to happen if you kind of like rush forward and kind of start piling up new enterprises and new enterprises is that at some point that you have many enterprises working on many projects, all flawed, because you ain't gonna have enough time nor resources to invest in all them. So now it's time to stabilize on these that worth it, and they will be pretty obvious to you. Okay, they will be pretty obvious to you, and that's why that consistency of you piling up enterprises just is not going to be there. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to follow on it. So that is for you, Aquarius. Next, that will be Pisces. Six of Swords, followed by the Page of Pentacles. Moving on next, that will be the Lovers. Afterwards, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And the final one, that will be the Hierophant. Right. So, this is the end of a preparation or the end of a plan. What I mean under the end is that you have your preparation as best as you can and you have your plan as perfect as it can be. And that full moon in Capricorn is the moment where whether that preparation or whether that plan, it needs to be acted upon. Now, I do understand. Now, having that Six of Swords into the first position, it kind of shows that you will be afraid of doing so, knowing that first, certain outcomes cannot be predicted. Second, it's a brand new field, right? That's what this plan and that preparation is for. Completely different beasts from what you are dealing with at that current level you are. But this isn't about courage, right? This isn't about courage. This is about the sense of the unknown, right? And that is not something you can overcome unless you do not make that first step, unless you do not traverse that threshold. And that will be the whole topic for you Pisces in the next couple of weeks. It is that you will make that brave move stepping forward, because at the end of the day, what is going to boil down to for you, it is that particular thought. Okay, am I daydreaming every day, making my goal nearer, or it is just waste of time? And the conclusion is that it's just waste of time. You don't need to daydream. You do need to do something about it, okay, to start manifesting it. And that is going to be enough for you to kind of like determine yourself to make that particular move, which is going to be very unique for every single one of you. Okay, some of you, that move could be expressing your emotions. For others, it could be asking for more money. For third, could be applying for a certain job. But all of it will be a uncharted territory. It will be something that it is not staged, therefore impromptu. Okay, and the outcome, or for the most part, is going to be pretty much unknown. And yeah, I mean, you will overcome that sense of insecurity and build up, muster your courage to do the necessary step here. All right, so that was Pisces. Now super chat time. So any who supported the stream and the channel through super chats, they will have a reading about the full moon, unless they do have a specific inquiry, which only Marina Hunte had. So the rest of the readings are going to be about the full moon in Capricorn, and how this transit is going to affect them personally. Just give me a minute or two here to catch my breath, take a few sips. Inhale. And see what you guys have. Right. So, Cinnamon Kiss, message for you. All right, so these are your 5 cards here. We do have the Four of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Wands, Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. They do speak for continuance, right? Well, I don't know if even I can name them that. I can name it that. Can name it that way, continuance in a sense of that a certain phase in between you and most likely a man, okay, maybe a man that you're working with, a man that you're dating with, a friend that you may have, whatever the case. But there is definitely something important and big that is going on between you two. But suffice to say here, the phase that you are being involved into with that man is pretty much is gonna end. Okay, so that important cycle of development ends in the next couple of weeks, and then the next one starts, and the next one is going to be an upgrade on this current one. Quick example here, maybe you will find the key to the heart of that man, and that is going to be the next cycle where now the emotions flow, right? Or it could be that now the circumstances due the arrangement you do have is going to serve best both of you, rather than being compromising such in the previous cycle. Bottom line here is that it seems that whatever you are building together, it will grow bigger, wider, stronger than initially anticipated. That is pretty much the most important thing for you and the message for you about this full moon in Capricorn. Bear in mind that it will happen slowly. I mean, that build up that I just said, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen over these couple of weeks. That is just the start. It's going to build slowly into the future for a very, very long time. All right, next is Anna. Let me put the cards back. Well, Anna, these are your cards, and that cycle is going to be a bit uneventful for you. Okay, so these are your cards. And the key word that I can describe that cycle for you, the cards are Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Knight of Swords, Two of Swords, King of Wands, equilibrium. Okay, and that's a very, very good thing. So you will be able to maintain equilibrium in between your business and your family life. Okay, you'll be able to maintain equilibrium in between the people that you're working for you and in between everything, to a point that, you know, there isn't going to be any drama, dilemma, problems, and inconveniences as well. A more specific thing what we have here probably relates to one of your children again, okay? And there will be for one or another words, I mean, you're going to grow closer, if that's even possible. I don't know what the cards mean, but that's what they show here, okay? And important thing, which is a guidance from these cards, it is not to make compromising decisions and choices next in the next couple of weeks. So if you are proposed an option available, if there is something that you do dislike into it, that you can't exactly figure it out, right, that it's just there is a compromise in it, it is best for you to wait. Do not say no, because that's a choice as well, but don't say yes. Just the right answer here for you, I'm going to think about it, right? because most likely what is going to happen is that another piece of information is going to show up, or another circumstances are going to appear that are going to change that option available into more suitable for you, into more fitted, most likely even a perfect as such. And these new conditions are going to be ideal, right? So don't shoot yourself in the foot in that particular regard. Other than that, it doesn't look like there are going to be new enterprises for you, new endeavors as well in the next couple of weeks. But the current ones you do have bigger potential to unfold. Okay, so you will be busy. It's not going to be about new exciting things. All right. Next we have Yasmin. Okay, these are the cards for you, Yasmin. Five of Cups, Five of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Five of Swords. They most likely do refer to some kind of secret that is going to be uncovered, and that secret isn't concerning you directly. That isn't something about you. It's not something about your relationship. It's just when it shows up, you would think of, oh my God, how this thing could have happened, right? And it's gonna make you question your recent decisions, and that will be the subject of the full moon in Capricorn for you, questioning those decisions and could have you done better and making them better. Um, it's important to find and convince yourself into the answer, but for what those cards are showing, the answer is no, you could have not. I mean, you did your best you could with the information you had at the time, you know, and with the circumstances you had as well. So don't beat yourself over it. That is very, very important. Additionally to it, you will see huge amounts of support, okay? And it's going to be a benevolent one that will lead to, I don't know how to even express it. Well, that is even milder to say, but very, very fruitful discussions, very fruitful cooperations. It's very important that you do listen to these people, okay? And they're going to be a source of a huge self-esteem, and as well source of, even if you do need to forgive yourself, they are going to be a source of a particular forgiveness. Just the thing is about that full moon, for what those cards are showing, you will have the tendency to exaggerate things when you kind of hear about that thing, okay? You may blame yourself for it, but you are not to be blamed for. That is important to know. And it's important that you do lean to your support, because they will help you get through it in literally no time. But also another thing, like I said, important for you to acknowledge is that you did all you could, and you should not hold yourself, well, the word is not accountable, beat yourself up that you could not literally predict that the unknown is going to be revealed. All right, next, Jasmine. All right, a bit conflicted here. Give me a second, Jasmine. Uh, well, for what those cards are showing, it does look like that. Actually, there are two ways how they will manifest. One is, by the way, those are the cards. I forgot to show you the cards here. Um, there we go. Justice, Page of Wands, Ten of Swords, Seven of Swords, and the Hierophant. So the more, well, they both directions are pretty much personal. One, it is that it seems that you are gonna lock yourself into something. That could be a contract, it could be a promise that you will pretty much gonna have to uphold. And the reason why the cards are showing that is so you can make the best deal possible, because otherwise, I mean, if you don't know that you pretty much are going to lock yourself into it, okay, you may kind of make compromises with the negotiations and therefore make a literally shitty deal for yourself that you will regret after. So make sure that you are going to end up a beneficiary from all of it once, you know, you are, and how can I put it into words? Uh, Beguiled into signing up something or promising something or giving your word, etc., etc., or making a choice as well, or some kind of a irreversible action. The other direction that these cards are showing here is that you are allowing way too much of a person around you, like a friend, right? And we do have an expression in our country is that when you do allow too much, they're jumping on your head. So don't allow people to jump on your head. You gotta build some boundaries about that individual. It could be your best friend, okay? It could be person you're dating. Well, it's a friend. It's unlikely that you're dating with that individual, but like I said, a certain boundaries has to be put there, because otherwise the situation is going to become pretty much unbearable, and the more and more you allow these things to happen, the more and more that friendship is going to go into the gutter. Nancy, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you, Nancy. Very soon you're going to have your personalized reading for the transit. Let me put you into the list. All right, Maria Junte with a particular inquiry, and it is, are we going to divorce because someone else had predicted it? And for the background, you have your ups and downs with your husband. Who doesn't? That's what relationship is all about. Ups and downs, facing it together. So let's see what is the potential for divorce. I cannot tell you for certain, okay, because that is me making choices for you or for your husband. You can't get divorced if you do decide to do so. I can't make that choice for you, but I can tell you what is the potential of it. And the conditions as well under which. There, you see, highly unlikely, highly unlikely. And even if you do all wrong what these cards are showing, even then is going to be highly unlikely. It is just what will happen is that you may attract jealousy, and the condition is that if you do become more ostentatious about the happiness in your marriage, okay? So whatever happens into the marriage, you should keep behind closed doors. Other than that, highly unlikely. Even I can say that whatever downs you do went through recently, they're about to end and not return for a very long time. So that's something, at least according to my cards, that you should not worry about one bit. All right, next, Taco. Hey, Anna. Your reading had already been performed, so you can rewind and see it if you will. Well, Taco, I think that's completely optional what these cards are showing here. Okay, that is what we have. Completely optional. So we do have the Tower, Seven of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, the Strength. And it does look like, my mate, that you are going to spend money for your indulgence more than you should. I may suggest that your wife is involved as well. I mean, you may decide to buy something nice for her, and you may spend for it more than you should, although some people doesn't put price on love, right? But it seems that this transit itself is going to be dappled with choices about money, spending money, okay? And I don't know what to advise you here, okay? Because this ain't gonna bankrupt you. It just is gonna be more than you should. That doesn't mean that you are gonna end up broke or anything like that, okay? So important thing to kind of like keep in mind is just don't become and I don't know the exact English word, you know, to start spending so much that you undermine the trust the people have in you, you know, to take care of yourself and of your financial state. Just don't go on a shopping spree, all right? And that is going to be pretty much the topic. Okay, that is pretty much going to be the topic for you. No matter how much you do spend afterwards, you can catch up with that, but the more you spend, the more you have to do catching up. Yeah, and that is your message, Taco. Nancy Solorio, let's see your reading, Nancy. Nancy, do you work? And is your work involving travel or business with people that are, for example, abroad or in multiple branches and all these kind of stuff? Yeah, so that's the better thing, because otherwise it would have been related to a kind of a fat lie that it is connected to think you can to a thing that you can inherit, but it is not related to that. It's more related to that job of yours. No, Nancy. I asked Nancy, Taco. So, with that job of yours, it seems that you are going to attract new clients. Okay, you will going to attract new clients, or in another word said, Nancy, fame, right? Fame is what we do have here. These are your cards: Two of Wands, 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the King of Cups. So that is where your professional nature is going to shine, and the light is gonna be freaking blinding, right? It's gonna be freaking blinding. The thing is that it seems that you will incorporate a new practice, whether into your massage therapy or into what you cook. But that new practice, it could be a tiny little thing, all right? Tiny little thing. And I will give you an example with myself, because the only thing I can cook, or rather bake, it's an ice cream, right? And I am doing a very old recipe of my grandma. They were doing that ice cream when there was no refrigerators or anything like this, right? And they were doing it in winter. And basically what you do is you take milk, you boil the milk, right? And then you mix full eggs, you mix 4 eggs with around 300 grams of sugar, and you mix that very, very well, and then you do put it into the boiled milk, but you have to wait the milk to cool off up until a room temperature. And basically this is what you're gonna put outside to freeze, and it becomes like a stone, right? It's so solid, like a rock. But if you boil it again, it becomes with creamy texture. right, with creamy texture. And that new technique which I incorporate into it, and it happened so random, all right, it happens on a chance because I forgot that I had all mixed up, and I thought kind of like I got myself carried away, you know, and I thought that that's just the milk. I don't know what I thought that, and I start boiling it again and boiled again, and I'm, oh my god, that is with the eggs, that's with the sugar in it. What in the world I did? But it worked perfectly. Okay, so you will incorporate some kind of a new technique in it. Okay, but important thing, it is not to experiment. Whatever works, you need to maintain, you need to carry on with it. This new technique, it is not on an expense of an old one, or rather like changing an old one. That is something additional, an addendum that is going to happen there. Other than that, the only thing I can see it's fame for you. All right, next, Sean. Let's see what you have, my mate. That's full moon. Three of Wands, Sean. Actually, I'm gonna draw them all. You're welcome, Nancy. All right, so these are your three cards, Sean. Three of Wands with the High Priestess and with the Nine of Pentacles. And these are chores that are inevitable if you do want the work, or rather like your endeavors, to move forward. So imagine it that way. You do have a project. For the most part, that project is very fun, right? There are those aspects of it which are annoying, and well, usually people leave them for the very end. Well, that is pretty much the end. That is the annoying part that you will have to get over with, so you can establish the patterns, most likely related to your living, the way how you make money, you know, and in general, it's highly unlikely to be linked to your personal relationships and marriage, because I know that you are married, unless Sherry dumped you for something. But that will be, how can I put it into words, Sean, with it? Once these chores are done, okay, there will be the incentive there to try for bigger, to try for more, to go for something more. Just to give you an example here, let's say that you do have a business, you are selling thing, right? And now there is those chores that you have to do about the stock, or about, you know, the client and all these kind of things. And once done, that is established pattern. That's great. And this thing is going to continue on rolling down the hill. And now maybe you should challenge yourself to try to get a bigger client. That was just for example, okay? But that is going to be basically the energy under this full moon is going to be for you. Very restless though, right? Very restless. What I mean is that you're going to find yourself being very, very busy, very often not having even time for yourself as well. So the chores are going to be a lot that you will have to take care of. And last but not least, that will be News Devon. News Devon, these are your two cards. We do have the Four of Wands catalyzed with the Page of Cups. So that full moon emotionally is going to be underwhelming, but practically it's gonna be really, really good for you, because what happens here is, how can I put it into words? Well, basically, whatever is going on right now with you, every important detail of it is going to be attended. So you will pretty much, by the end of this full moon, you're going to find yourself being ready for the transition, whatever that transition is. You know, you're ready to step into a new phase of your life, or you're ready to step into a new cycle of your life. It's just you're going to do a really, really good job. The problems could be two. One, it is that this new phase may delay. So you're ready for it, it is not ready for you yet. That is no different than, for example, finishing an education just to find yourself that you can't find a job because all the spots are already occupied, right? The other way how this could manifest is that this transition, or rather like this new phase, may not be exactly the phase that you hoped for. Again, that doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad one. It is just, it's not going to be that exhilarating phase that kind of like makes you glee. And that's pretty much the full moon for you. But just to summarize all that for you, News Devon, your hard work is going to pay off. And that should be, the very least, a reason for you to celebrate. Alright guys, it seems that's going to be all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and we are going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.